A faceless robot is about to leave the laboratory and enter the real world, and that could change the way the most dangerous missions on the planet are carried out. Alex is not a distant science fiction project. It was funded by the United States Navy and is scheduled to be presented to the public this very week. The researchers behind it claim it can reach human speeds, cross rubble, explore destroyed buildings, and protect lives in situations where no human being should ever enter. What nobody expected was exactly this: that the next great leap forward in humanoid robotics would come not from Tesla, not from Boston Dynamics, but from a relatively unknown laboratory in the state of Florida. Stay until the end, because what you are about to discover about Alex completely changes the conversation about the future of robots. Want to understand everything? Then watch the video all the way through and I'll explain it all. But first, leave your like and subscribe to the channel. That way you'll stay informed about the latest news in robotics. There is a research laboratory in Pensacola, in the state of Florida, that has been building robots that walk like humans for more than 2 decades. Most people have never heard of it, but the biggest names in the industry, NASA, DARPA, the American Navy, know the Institute for Human and Machine Cognition, the IHMC, very well. And this week, that institute presented to the world its newest and most ambitious project, the humanoid robot Alex. The news published this Tuesday confirms that the IHMC is preparing for Alex's public debut at an open-to-the-public event scheduled for April 10th. This is not just a laboratory demonstration, it is a milestone. For the first time, the institute is bringing to the general public a machine designed to leave controlled environments and operate in the real world. On streets, in buildings, in disaster zones, in military missions. Alex did not come out of nowhere. It is the result of a multi-year, multi-million-dollar project funded by the United States Office of Naval Research, one of the country's main sources of investment in defense technology. This funding is important for a simple reason. The American government is betting that humanoid robots like Alex can save lives in situations where sending a human being would be too risky. Alex's predecessor was Nadia, a humanoid robot that the IHMC developed over several years and that became famous for an unusual reason. In addition to its research capabilities in balance, perception, and movement control, Nadia went viral on the internet playing ping pong and boxing. It was a brilliant laboratory robot, but one that was never designed to leave the walls of the institute. Alex is different. According to the project's chief scientist, Dr. Robert Griffin, the idea from the very beginning was to develop a system capable of being taken outside, tested on real terrain, and progressively inserted into operational scenarios. What makes Alex even more interesting is who stands behind its commercial version. Boardwalk Robotics, the IHMC's commercial partner since 2017, is the company responsible for turning the institute's research into a product. Founded to fill exactly that gap between cutting-edge science and market application, Boardwalk had already collaborated on the construction of Nadia and is now developing a commercial version of Alex, aimed at industry, logistics, and maintenance. In November 2025, the company released a demonstration video showing the robot performing domestic and industrial tasks, such as cleaning and organizing objects. The public will have its first chance to see Alex live on Friday, April 10th at the IHMC Open House. And there is a detail that will immediately catch the eye. The robot has no face. This was done on purpose, and there is even a competition for children present at the event to draw the face that Alex will receive. But what exactly makes Alex different from everything that came before? And why is this specific moment so relevant to the future of global robotics? To understand what is truly new about Alex, it is necessary to understand a basic concept: actuators. In robotics, actuators are the muscles of a robot, the components that generate movement in each joint. For years, these components were one of the biggest obstacles to building humanoids capable of moving with agility and efficiency outside of controlled environments. They were heavy, consumed a great deal of energy, and limited the speed of movements. Alex solves this problem in an elegant way. The main technical innovation of the project is the high-power actuators developed specifically by the IHMC team. These components allow the robot to weigh approximately 85 kilograms with the battery included, a significant reduction compared to Nadia, which reached 100 kilograms. That is 15 kilograms less, which may seem little in absolute terms, but represents a significant change when talking about agility, energy efficiency, and the ability to operate on unstable terrain. Dr. Griffin is clear in pointing out that today's Alex is only the starting point. According to the researcher, the team believes that future versions will be able to have a significantly lighter body, opening the way for impressive gains in speed and performance. The long-term goal is ambitious: to make the robot able to operate at the same pace as a human being, climbing stairs, scaling structures, crossing rubble, and responding in real time to the demands of the surrounding environment. From a technical specification standpoint, Alex is a robot with impressive capabilities. To understand what Alex is capable of, some numbers help put the project in perspective. The robot has 19 independent points of movement in the body, which, in practice, means a flexibility close to that of a human arm. Its joints move quickly, the wrists rotate across a fairly wide arc, and the system is calibrated to operate smoothly even when people are nearby, minimizing the risk of sudden movements. On top of that, it can sustain up to 10 kilograms of weight continuously, enough to carry tools, equipment, or materials in real tasks. Alex also has a neck and head, a novelty compared to Nadia, which did not have these elements. Although still without a definitive face, the structure allows the robot to direct sensors and cameras more naturally toward the environment. This is fundamental for the exploration and search missions that the IHMC projects for the future. Another relevant feature is the modular conception of the system. The design of the extremities and the lower body is agnostic, meaning it can be adapted to different types of bases and tools depending on the application. This gives Alex a versatility that is rare in the industry. The IHMC's research version is being developed with a focus on bipedal locomotion and exploration of external environments. Boardwalk Robotics' commercial version, on the other hand, is a manipulation platform geared toward industrial work, and, by a strategic decision of the company, it has no legs for now. Boardwalk believes that, for immediate commercial applications such as manufacturing, warehouse logistics, and aircraft maintenance, the absence of legs is actually an advantage. It makes the robot more stable, safer to operate near humans, and more profitable in the short term. The IHMC team is also working on advanced cognitive capabilities. Researcher Luigi Penco, responsible for Alex's brain team, revealed that the robot will be capable of executing surprisingly complex behaviors at the public event. It will traverse doors autonomously, practice shadowboxing movements, and demonstrate a series of other behavioral skills. This is possible because Alex does not merely execute pre-programmed commands. It also learns. One of the techniques used by the team works in a way similar to human imitation. The robot observes how a certain task is performed and reproduces the movement on its own. On top of that, it can be controlled remotely via virtual reality and features sensors that interpret the surrounding environment in real time. The scenario for which Alex is being prepared is straightforward. Environments where human presence is too dangerous. Buildings collapsed after earthquakes, high-risk military zones, industrial sites with chemical contamination. Alex and its successors would be the first to enter, mapping the terrain, identifying victims, and preparing the way for human rescuers. The impacts of Alex are immediate in at least two distinct worlds. In the military and disaster response field, the promise is direct, reducing the number of human lives put at risk in high-danger missions. A robot that enters a destroyed building first, searches for survivors, and transmits data in real time can save both the victims and the rescuers themselves. For workers in high-risk industrial environments, oil platforms, nuclear facilities, warehouses with heavy loads, the same logic applies. The commercial version of Alex already has pilot programs underway in the aviation sector, with plans to expand into manufacturing and logistics, sectors in which the automation of repetitive or dangerous physical tasks can generate significant productivity gains and a reduction in accidents. The IHMC is not a new name in the world of robotics, and that makes Alex even more relevant for those who follow the sector. The institute was recognized in 2025 as the featured research organization at the Humanoid Robotics Industry Award, competing with names such as MIT, Stanford, ETH Zurich, and Peking University. It came in second place at the DARPA Robotics Challenge using a Boston Dynamics Atlas robot, and was called upon by NASA to teach the humanoid robot Valkyrie to walk better. This track record gives the Alex project a credibility that new entrants in the sector can hardly replicate. The central point of the project is simple to state, but difficult to achieve: building a robot that can keep up with the pace of the real world. Most existing humanoids still move cautiously and slowly when they leave laboratory environments, and that makes them of little use in situations that require a rapid response. Alex was conceived precisely to break through that barrier. The team's stated ambition is for future versions to operate at the same speed as a human being, without losing stability or control. If that goal is achieved, Alex ceases to be just another research robot and becomes a real tool for the most demanding scenarios in the world. From an ethical and regulatory standpoint, the funding by the American Navy raises pertinent questions. A robot designed for high-risk military missions inevitably raises debates about autonomy in armed conflicts, responsibility for decisions made by machines, and the limits of the use of robots in warfare contexts. For now, the IHMC emphasizes that Alex functions as part of a human-machine team, with human control still being central. But as autonomy advances, these questions will become increasingly urgent, and technology ethics experts are already pointing to the need for clear regulatory frameworks before these systems are widely deployed. On the commercial spectrum, companies such as Figure AI, Agility Robotics, and Unitree Robotics are all competing for space in different niches. Figure AI raised $675 million and is testing its Figure 03 robot for domestic and industrial use. Agility Robotics has the Digit already operating in Amazon warehouses. The Chinese company Unitree offers humanoid robots at much lower prices, accelerating the democratization of access to the technology. A factory in China recently announced that it hired more than 100 humanoid robots as interns. Alex occupies a distinct position in this ecosystem. It is not the cheapest robot, nor the most commercially aggressive, but it is probably the one that carries the most accumulated scientific credibility. Decades of research in bipedal locomotion, consistent federal funding, and a solid partnership with an experienced commercial arm. Where Alex still falls behind, Boardwalk does not yet have legs in the commercial version, which limits applications in unstructured environments. And in terms of production scale, it is far behind the ambitious plans of Tesla or Boston Dynamics for 2026 and 2027. What makes Alex singular is precisely what many competitors ignore: the explicit priority for operation outside the laboratory in unstructured and potentially hostile environments. While most humanoid robots are being designed for organized factories and predictable warehouses, Alex is being trained for chaos. Alex represents something more than a new humanoid robot. It is evidence that the race for real robotics, the kind that will matter in life or death situations, is not being won only by companies with the most capital or the most publicity. A nonprofit research institute in Florida, with decades of quiet experience and funding from the American Navy, is building one of the most advanced systems for operating in extreme environments. This is the kind of advance that rarely makes headlines, but that can change what happens when an earthquake brings a building down, or when a military mission requires someone to enter first into a place where no human being should be. The question that remains, and that is very much worth reflecting on, is: when a robot like Alex makes the first autonomous decision in a combat zone or in a disaster with victims, who will be responsible for the result? Leave your answer in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, leave your like and subscribe to the channel. That way, you will always receive notifications for new videos. Until next time.